Alright guys, so for this trick I'm going to be needing this pack of playing cards right here. I would hand it to the spectator and I would let them go ahead and shuffle the cards up as much as he or she would like. The trick is completely impromptu. So once they are satisfied with the mixture of the deck, then we can begin. So I'm going to start off by having my spectator think of any card that they'd like in the deck as follows. I'm going to riffle down the corner of the pack just as so. They're going to call it stop at any point. I will show them the card that they arrived at, and then I'm going to leave it right back where it came from. And all of this will be done while my head is turned away. I do not want to see anything that is happening, alright? So let's do this right now. I will turn my head away from the screen. You guys take a look. I'll riffle, go ahead and call it stop. Let's say the spectator says stop right there. I will show you guys the card. Keep that card in mind, and please do not forget it. Now, that is going to be the thought of selection at this point in time. So now that the spectators have a card in mind, I'm going to hand them the deck and let them shuffle the cards again. So there's no way I can really know what the card is or where it is in the deck. The conditions of this trick, I think we can all agree, are completely fair up to this point. So the spectators, they're doing all the cutting, they're doing all the mixing. I have no control over the deck at this point in time. And once they are satisfied, I'll take the deck back and then we can move on from there, okay? And just in case you guys are not satisfied, if you guys at home do not believe me, I will even show you the entire deck really is mixed up. Nothing has been controlled up to this point in time. So, what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm not going to try to go through all these cards and try to find your card like a typical magician would. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to test my precision and my dexterity by simply trying to cut straight to your card. A lot of magicians will do this by holding the deck in their hands, and they'll acquire something known as a break, and they'll try to secretly cut to a break in the deck, or they'll use crimped cards. I don't want to do that. I'm going to leave the deck flat on the table. And I'm going to try to just precisely cut straight to your card that I don't even know. It's only known to you. The identity of the card is only known to you at this point. It's one thing if I can cut to a card where I know where it is. That'd be pretty skillful. But it's another to cut to a card that I don't even know. So I'm going to attempt this right now. Let me see. I'm going to cut right here. No, that doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. I'm sorry. No, I'm gonna try again. Think right here, maybe. Maybe that's a better choice. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that feels a lot better. Yeah, I'm very confident that this is your card right here. For the very first time, I would ask you what your card was. I don't even know what it is, so you would say it to me, and I'm gonna hope that the 5 of spades is your selected card. Anyways guys, that was the trick. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So now let's get straight into the tutorial. Alright guys, hopefully you stuck around for the tutorial. This is a nifty little trick here, and I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this one. Now, this does work beautifully as a standalone effect, but here's another cool little idea. You can also use this as one small phase in a cutting to the 4 aces routine. How awesome would that have been if I just cut to an ace right there? That would have been so cool, right? But again, I would say specifically use this as an opener. Because if you're doing a gig or you're doing, tricks for a bunch of friends, you could say something like, okay, before we get into the magic, I wanna warm up my fingers a little bit. And then you can proceed into diving into cutting to a selection, and you blow minds right off the bat. It's a nice little way to kind of break the ice a little bit. But anyways, go ahead and grab yourself a deck of cards and let's learn how to do this. So the trick is completely impromptu, so the deck can be completely shuffled by the spectator. The deck can even be borrowed by the spectator if you want it to be. And the premise here is once you're ready, you're going to have a spectator select a card and you're going to control it into the 4th position from the top. That's all you need to do. And this is what I love about this trick, is it is so flexible and so subjective in terms of sleight of hand techniques and what you want to do. You can have a spectator select a card in any method that you want, and you can use any sleight of hand techniques that you know to control it into the 4th position. Of course, I'm going to teach you step by step what I did in the performance, because I personally think this is the best way to do it, but you can accomplish the feat of having them pick a card and controlling it into the 4th position in literally any method that suits your needs and your style. If you're an advanced magician, go crazy with the sleight of hand. If you're a beginner magician, feel free. Learn easier techniques that will allow you to do this. Anyone can do this trick. It's all depends on your style. But here's how I like to do it. Again, I think this is the best way, so pay close attention. This is worth learning. You're going to take the deck, and you're not going to hold it square. You're going to bevel it. And by bevel, I mean put it on an angle like this, and hold it in the upper portion of your hand just as so. I riffle down the corner, tell them to call out stop. Wherever they call out stop, this is a free selection, by the way, there's no force. I just show the card. In this case, we have the 8 of clubs. Now, I'm going to close the deck back up by riffling it closed, but before I do, I'm going to stick my pinky right below their selection. That way, when I riffle the deck closed, now I have obtained a break right below their selected card. Once you have the break, you're going to hand the deck to the spectator for them to shuffle. But in that action, you're secretly going to be peeking at the card, and here's how you're going to do it. Through a little bit of misdirection on the offbeat, just talk to the spectator, come over to the top half of the deck that's broken off, and just lift it up a bit bigger. So this is a normal pinky break. You're going to lift it up so it's about like here, okay? Once you've done that, you're now going to do the following. You're going to use the base of your thumb to push the top packet over a little bit, just as so. And simultaneously, your middle ring and pinky fingers are going to be extending outwards, just as so. What this does is this side jogs the top packet ever so slightly. Once you're in this position, you're now going to flip your entire wrist over, transfer the deck to the fingertips of the opposite hand, and look what this does. Their card, the index of their card is poking out right there. Easy for you to peek in a matter of seconds. And once you're here, you're going to peek at the card, flip it back over, and hand the deck to the spectator for them to shuffle. So let's go over that again. I'm going to catch a break on a random card. I don't even know what the card is yet. Lift it up, push over with the thumb, the base of the thumb, extend these 3 fingers at the same time. That side jogs the deck. Turn your wrist over, transfer it to the opposite hand, and you're going to flip over as you hand it. But notice, again, you can see it poking out right there, the 6 of spades index. I now know the card's the 6 of spades. I hand it to them, and they can shuffle. Just keep in mind, you want this to be all done in one smooth motion. Let me show you exactly what it should look like. Once again, I'm going to catch a break on a random card. I don't even know what card this is right now. This is what it should look like. I can tell you right now, the card's the 8 of clubs. That's exactly what it should look like. One smooth motion of handing the deck to the spectator. Just like that. There should be no hesitation, no pauses. So let's see what card we're going to use. For the tutorial, we're going to be using the 6 of clubs, okay? So I'm here. I do the peek just as so. Say go ahead and shuffle the deck. I now know the card is the 6 of clubs. And this is what is so beautiful about this. Now the spectator is shuffling the deck. You're getting the spectator involved. And the fact that they are shuffling the deck, this opens up a whole new world of fairness in their eyes. Anytime the spectator gets to shuffle the cards, especially in the middle of a trick, it just makes everything that much more powerful at the end. Another reason why I like to do it, I like to execute this trick in this manner specifically. So, at this point, the spectator is mixing up the deck, they're shuffling it, so in their eyes, there really is no way you can know what the card is or where it is. Now, you really do have no idea where the card is yet, but you already know what it is because you peeked at it. And that's all the information you need. Once they're happy with the mixture of the deck, you're going to take the deck back, and watch this, watch how easy this is. You're just going to spread through the deck face up, and you're going to say, okay, can we agree now the deck really is mixed up? There's no way I can know what your card is or where it is. All I'm doing is, since I know what their card is, I'm just eyeballing for their card. As I spread through, I'm looking for their card. And, okay, this was actually really lucky, but right now, they actually shuffled their card into the 4th position from the top. That is very, very rare, but that's beautiful. If that happens to happen, boom, you just scrub the deck, and now you're ready to move on. That is awesome. That would be like a version of like the trick that cannot be explained, when something just happens like that naturally without having to do anything. That's crazy. But let's face it, the odds are the card is not going to be shuffled into the 4th position like you want it to. So if it isn't, there's 2 things you can do. Well, I'm sure you can do other things, but these are the 2 main things you can do. The easiest way is the way that I prefer to do it. I spread through, I look for their card, here's the 6 of clubs, I see it. Once I see their card, I'm going to count 3 more cards, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep my index finger right there so I don't lose that spot. I'm going to keep spreading through just to show that all the cards are mixed up different. I'm going to split the deck at that point where my index finger is, show that everything's fair, cut the deck right there at that point, square, and set down. And no one's ever going to question you for cutting the cards. Everything looks nice and natural. All in one motion, it should look something like this. Alright, I think we can all agree at this point that the deck is completely mixed up. There's no way I can know what your card is or where it is in this pack. At this point now, the card has been controlled into the 4th position. Now, I'm not going to waste time going over it, but if you want to, you don't need to cut the cards. You can also cull the card out of the deck and into the 4th position if you'd like. I don't like to do that, though, because in just a moment, you are going to be culling a card anyway. So I like to keep my tricks a little more variable. I like to do different sleights. I don't like to do the same thing more than once if I don't have to. Keeps everything fresh. But anyways, their card, the 6 of clubs in this case, is now in the 4th position. So how do you cut to the card? Here's exactly how you're going to do it. So, what you're going to do is you're going to cut off about 1/3 of the deck, just as so. Now, you're going to spread through the cards and you're getting a sense, essentially. You're saying, okay, let me see. No, that doesn't feel right. Now, put the cards right back on top. You've done no sleight of hand here whatsoever. But here's what's going to happen. The reason why you did that is now you're going to cut off like maybe half the deck, maybe about 2/3 of the deck. And this time you are going to do sleight of hand. You're going to pick up and spread through and say, yeah, you know what, I think this feels right. And now you're going to cull their card again in the 4th position. You're going to cull it out of the spread, just as so, as you're spreading through. Control it to the bottom and say, yeah, you know what, that feels perfect. What was your card? You just pull out the bottom card, which is now theirs. 6 of clubs, perfect. And again, this is all, the only reason for this is for the sake of justification. I talk a lot about this in my videos because it's actually so much more important than you might think. Every little thing you do should at least be somewhat justified in order for it to make sense to a layperson's eyes. Because, for example, if I didn't do the fake part, if I just, picked up the cards and just started going through, where the hell's the... I lost the 6 of clubs. Sorry about that. I had lost the 6 of clubs for a minute. I put it back in the 4th position now. But if I just go right away into the first step, just picking up half and saying, okay, you know what, I think your card did I get this right? Yeah, you know what, I think it's right here. That's okay. That's okay. It's nothing too suspicious, but my issue with it is that there's no justification for spreading through the cards. If I'm just trying to cut to a card, why not just cut to the card and check right away? Just cut to the chase. I get it, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? So that's why if you fail the first time and you're getting a sense, it gives you that justification to go ahead and spread through the cards, because it's like, no, that doesn't feel right. It's like you're getting a feel for the cards, which gives you that perfect justification. That way, the second time you come through, this time you call the card out of the spread and say, you know what, yeah, that feels right. What was your card? 6 of clubs, 6 of clubs. So just a nice little tidbit there that I think you guys should definitely keep in mind. And before I end this, one very small tip, this right here. When you cut to the card, you cull it, and you take it out, don't set this square. Do not square up the deck right away. When you set this down, leave it on an angle. This is a beautiful image right here. You have this card, you have this on a slant. It looks like you literally cut to that exact position where this card was, and you were very precise. Again, images are also very, very important with Magic as well. Leave the spectators with subconscious mental images. They're not thinking about it, but it's registering subconsciously. Just trust me on that. It works like a charm. Because it was in the 4th position and you controlled it here. So you didn't actually cut to it, but it makes it that much more believable with just this little subconscious image right here that you literally took it from that spot. That's their card, making this that much more powerful. But anyways, that is essentially the trick. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wait, do not click away. I do want to play a quick little blooper video earlier, because what happened was kind of like what happened in this video when I spread through the cards, and it just so happened the card was shuffled into the 4th position. I did a take earlier where the card was shuffled to the very top of the deck. If something like that happens, all you really need to do is, look, let me just show you real quick. Let's say you shuffle, and as you're spreading through, you realize the card is on top of the deck. What I did in that performance, which I obviously ended up scratching, is... what did I do? I don't even remember what I did, low key. I had cut the cards. I had spread through the bottom half. I had caught a break on the bottom 3 cards, just to so. Got a picky break just to so. I transferred it to a thumb break. I completed the cut by dropping that thumb break on top, maintaining a thumb break as I picked everything up, cut everything from the break to the top, right here, and now boom, look at that. Now the 6 of clubs in the 4th position. So if the card just so happens to be shuffled into the 1st position, the 2nd position, or the 3rd position, all you really need to do is just cut the top half off, spread through the bottom cards. Again, construct your pattern so that this is justified and it makes sense. It's something you have to figure out, and whatever makes sense for you. Get a break on whatever cards are necessary, and then just drop those on top, maintaining a break, cut the cards again, and then your card will be controlled in the perfect position. So that was one little thing I wanted to leave you off with, because I know you guys probably would have asked about that. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and hey, if you want more card magic content like this, make sure you subscribe to this channel, trying to push for 500 subs. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Cardtrix 8 signing off. Peace out, everyone. Have a great day.